this topic, we want to examine figures of speech. Figures of speech is usually tested in their comprehension in SSA, and you are expected to understand what each one represents. For English language, we don't need the broad all the figures of speech, but ones that are usually tested, this one listed on the board. You come across metaphor, simile, irony, paradox, synecdoche, personification, metonymy, oxymoron, and rhetorical question. In fact, by and large, 90% of questions on figures of speech, are usually metaphor. I have this trick I tell my students. When it is not simile, it's not personification, and you cannot really establish it as oxymoron. Once it sounds idiomatic or it sounds like proverb, please, the answer should be metaphor. Figures of speech are special expression used to convey special meaning. They are usually collocative in nature because they are fixed. So when you take them in isolation, they will give you another meaning. So you take them as a group before you can really determine their meaning. But some sounds like everyday expression. We usually teach it at this level to help your writing, to embellish it. When you write, you are supposed to use some of them to really build your message in your writing. So let me take them one by one. I've written some examples on the board, and the examples will indicate the one I'm talking about. The very first one we discuss is the metaphor. Metaphor is the direct comparison. Direct comparison. You do not call it any other name. You call it what that thing. When with simile, the difference between the two, we use as and like to bring out the quality you are comparing there. But with metaphor, is direct comparison in the sense that when you have somebody, you want to tell me that that person is a very dirty person, rather than say you are dirty, say you are a pig. So you will think what quality of the pig am I describing in that person. But note that pig is not only synonymous with dirtiness. Pig, you can describe a woman as a pig if she's very fertile. Because when pig give birth to, they give birth to many children, kids, or what you call their piglets. They have piglets in numbers, high number. So when you have them like that, then we can say somebody is a pig. My mother used to say, she used to give birth like pig. So dirtiness, quality there. Say you call somebody a Maradona. What is Maradona known for? Is a skillful footballer. He was known as very skillful and very versatile in his days of football. Pele and so on. So when you use that, you describe that, a particular quality that you are calling this, it's my backbone. If you look at the example 4 here, God is my backbone. Now, I can say backbone, literally, you will think of your back. Without the backbone, one cannot stand. So I'm just telling you, without God, you don't have any support. I cannot stand, literally or figuratively. Life is a stage. So we are comparing life to a stage where everybody comes to play his or her role and take your leave of it. But with simile is the indirect way of comparing, because you have to bring out the quality in your comparison there, and you use as and like. That's the distinct difference between them. The moment you see a form of comparison in expression with the use of as or like, you are dealing with the figure of speech called simile. We have the boy is as fast as a there. So if I just say the boy is a there, do we need to think and what's peculiar about a there? That's metaphor. But I've already, mentioned the quality I want to really look at there. Said fast. The fastness is what I'm comparing there. The boy is as fast as a there. If I call him a there, does not mean he looks like animal. He shares the quality of very fast with the there. The wind is whiling like a hamilton. The sound or the way the wind is moving. I consider it similar to that of the harmattan. When the harmattan is very noisy, you hear the sound. When you wake up in the morning, you feel like just cuddling in because it's like windy. So sometimes it's not harmattan, but it's just wind. So comparing them, using like, that is simile. So we go to irony. Irony is another figure of speech that is very obvious. In fact, when I ask my young son if somebody is not brilliant and I describe him, he's very brilliant, he passed only 5 subjects out of 10. What am I saying? Say irony, irony is irony. Just to add that, you say irony. Irony is when you really mean the opposite of what you are trying to say. Opposite, but by the way and manner you will say it, it will be obvious you actually mean the opposite. You see a very dark person coming in. Oyibo is coming, clap for Oyibo. So I want to call attention to his darkness. So the moment I call Oyibo, all eyes will be, center on him. I say, Oyibo indeed. So I'm trying to call attention that is extremely dark, just to show that opposite of what I mean. And the tone, what we usually use in literature to refer to irony of tone is sarcasm. So it's the tone with which you use to say it that will indicate that you don't actually mean what you are saying. You mean the exact opposite of what you are describing. The example I have here is so fast. Example 12. It's so fast, the snake overtook him on the way here. So we all know that snake can be very, very slow. So that means the person is extremely slow. Extremely slow. He's so fast. The snake overtook him on his way here. That you've been walking to this place for the past 1 hour, just a distance of 2 blocks, and you are telling me you are fast. Yes, you are so fast. Even the snake overtook you on your way here. That's just to show that if I mean the exact opposite of what I am saying. Then paradox. Paradoxical expression are usually very complex. People find it very difficult to understand. It sounds contradictory, but the truth of the matter will take special thinking before you can really, confirm that yes, what you are saying is true. Let us consider example 10. The girl is the mother of the woman. Say the child is the father of the man. The girl is the mother of the woman. You wonder what the person is talking about. The girl is the mother of the woman. Look at me, as old as I am. I'm a girl, a child to my mother. When she sees me, she will call me my child. But I'm already a mother of a woman. So it's just a fact. But I just want us to really think about it. The girl is the mother of a woman. Yes. You were once a girl, but you grow and you become a mother and you will give birth to children that will grow to womanhood. And when you say the ripest fruit is the saddest, that's example 9. Yes, the ripest fruit. When I go to any tree bearing fruit, I don't look for the unripe one. The one I look for is the ripe one. So automatically, the ripest fruit will be the saddest because the one that will be devoured in the next, few minutes or taken to the market for sale. So it sounds odd, but that's why we call it paradox. Paradox, something that seems unreal, contradictory, but actually have some fact in them. Then another one, next is senedoki. Senedoki is pronounced that way and spelled that way because it has Greek origin. Some of the words we borrow from the Greek. And that word means to represent all with part or vice versa. We usually use the part of the body as an example for senedoki. And mostly when it will be tested, it will be very obvious. Once you see part of the body being described, describing people or group of people, you know that you have senedoki. She feed or many mouths regularly. Are you saying it's just the mouth that fed or the human? So mouth there are only representing the people. So mouth there makes the expression senedoki. I want you to be my eye at the meeting. I'm not asking you to pull your eye, but there, the eye is just me. Go and represent me there. You are not going to remove your eye and take it to the meeting. You are going to take your own self there. So the eye there is used figuratively. So that's Sinedoki. So all hands on deck to complete this work. Not asking us to remove your hands. You put all hands. We need your cooperation. Everybody must come together to ensure this work come to completion. So when you use parts to represent all or vice versa, then we have Sinedoki. The next one, which I want you to consider very well, is the personification. Note the name itself. It's a person. Personification. It does not say animate. It's a personification. So we usually misunderstand the meaning and the usage to mean that when an attribute of living things. No. Attribute peculiar to human being. Attributes peculiar to human being when they are given to things that are not human. At least we did basic science, and in basic science, I was taught that trees are living things. Dogs and other animals are living things. So if you define personification as expression that give attributes of living thing to non-living thing, that means that if I say that the dog is smiling at me, that means I have not used personification. I have used personification, but because the peculiar attributes of smile is synonymous with human. Although in cartoon we have dogs that smile, but in reality we cannot really ascertain that. And science has not gone that far to prove that they do smile, probably as one another among their species, but to human, they show other reaction to show their friendliness, probably by barking excitedly and by doing other things. So attributes peculiar to human being, when they are given to inanimate objects, so that's when you have personification. That's why expression, this particular here, we had problem with marking because 99% of the students wrote personification for answer. When I tested this expression, many answers rushed to my mind. So everybody was just writing personification, many answers rush, human, attributes of living things. But later, when we got down to the analysis, so it's not just human that rush. Blood can rush, any liquid can rush. So that is not personification. It was, decided that the correct answer to that is metaphor. Just compare the act of rushing to the experience the person had with the act of rushing of whatever liquid. So it was gauged as metaphor. So now you have to be able to link that action to human being before you can classify it as personification. The trees are waving at me, the act of waving is not peculiar to any other species except for that. Civilization kicked us in the face. Civilization is an abstract now. We call something civilized when it has undergone certain development. So kicked us in the face. This is particular, so it's personification, and so on and so forth. Metonymy is very close to Sinedoki, but the difference is that we use something closely related to describe it. That the moment you hear, you will think, your mind will go straight to a particular thing. If I say the scepter, the crown wants to see you. The moment you hear the crown, you think of royalty, the king. That crown is synonymous with royalty. So when you use a word that is synonymous to something, that's when you use metonymy. Many say, no, I was in UI today, I saw many skirts and trousers. I'm not saying I saw them on sale. I saw boys and girls. So male and female. Normally, even though women wear trousers, but in African setting, trousers is a peculiar wear for male and skirts for female. So when you use the expression to associate that, when I say Aso Rock, we talk with White House. So when we mention Aso Rock, we know we are talking about Nigerian president or the head, the capital. And when we talk about White House, Washington, D.C., America, that means America president will probably meet with the Nigerian president. Something closely related to it. We say that they are metonymy. Then oxymoron. Oxymoron, the expression that express opposites, that juxtapose, put together two opposite expressions, usually side by side. Two opposite expressions, side by side. I had a bittersweet experience today. I had a bittersweet experience today. Bittersweet. Childbirth is a bittersweet experience. No, it is known. The issue is an open secret. No, it was called the wisest idiot. When you put opposites side by side, probably to make a point or to emphasize, you have used the oxymoron. Rhetorical question. Rhetorical question, yes, I think I call it bonus question. When I say that, the figure of speech this year is rhetorical question, it will be very obvious. It will carry the question mark. And usually questions that do not require any particular answer, the answer is self-obvious to everyone. Who will live forever? That's very obvious. If you make expressions like that, and it's already carried a question mark, why will you miss it as a student? And you don't know that the answer to that will be rhetorical question. Who is like God? I've not seen any. So it's an obvious question that have its embedded answer in it. So these figures of speech, we study them and consider the expression, attempt the exercise, and see how far you can determine based on this short lecture.